yeah, 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 look, ball player, no watching from the side. Said that you got him next, well go ahead and show him why. No limits in the sky, go ahead and take your shot. This one is for the city, let's show him how we rock. Coaches used to call my phone, what you doing, just got home.
What up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Up Next, the podcast where we tell you who's up next in youth sports. We're back on the football tip today, so this should be fun. I'm Jamal Murphy, and I got my man Khalid Green in the house. What's up?
Peace, man. Going into the West Coast. Shout out to the West tonight. Young brother I've been following on the internet, and he's making a lot of waves out there in California. Noah Fifita, looking like a new version of Russell Wilson, but we'll get into that soon, man.
Yeah. I saw some of those highlights. It did look a little like Russell Wilson there. I can't lie. Precision passing.
Right.
Appreciate it.
No problem.
Yes, sir.
And that's how you pronounce it, Fifita? Because I would have said
Fifita.
Okay.
Fifita.
Yes,
okay.
Sir.
Okay, so yes, we have Noah Fifita on with us today. He's a big time QB prospect, class of 2022, 5'10", 170 pounds, out of Huntington Beach, California. Currently at Servite High School, and being recruited by Cal, Fresno State, and I think New Mexico, among others. Thanks for joining us, Noah. How's it going?
I'm doing good. Thank God for having me.
Appreciate you coming on. So we always start with our guests. We want to go back to the beginning, when you first started playing football and when you first fell in love with the game.
So I actually grew up in a football family. So I went to my first game when I was 2 months old. Actually, an interesting fact is my dad had my mom sleep with a football when she was pregnant. So I've been around the game. So I've been around the game for a long time. And my first year playing football was when I was 5 years old. I played at the Fountain Valley Barons with my dad. So my dad was my head coach. And ever since then, football has always been my passion. And I've always been a quarterback.
Really? So quarterback ever since 5 years old?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Okay. So he's got a lot of experience, I'd say.
Nice. So what take us back to when you started thinking that you were good, when you started realizing, oh, I want to do this full time, as a student athlete.
I mean, like I said, when I was young, I had three uncles in D1 football and ended up going to the NFL. So that was always my dream, to play NFL football, and just having role models like that who knew what it took to get to the league and having a close relationship with them. I mean, that's always been my dream since I was a child. So I never really had a plan B. That was always my goal. And I mean, I've been in competitive football my entire life. That's probably one of my favorite things about football, competing and trying to win. And I mean, I would probably say since I was five, that's always been my dream to go to the NFL. And I think it finally started becoming a reality when I turned 12.
So both of us, we really have more of a basketball background. So we're familiar with AAU and the summer circuit with basketball.
Yes,
I'm always intrigued to hear about how it is in football. You always hear about the 7-on-7, the different camps, especially for a QB. What has been your experience with that, and at what age did you start doing camps and 7-on-7s?
I probably started playing 7-on-7 when I was probably like 8 years old. So, like I said, I've been around the game for a long time. Was always with my dad. So, my dad's biggest thing is competing, no matter who you're up against, no matter how big they are or how fast. Competing has always been the biggest thing for us. And when I was 13 years old, my dad created an organization called the Orange County Buckeyes, and it's just it's a football league out here based out of Orange County, and we compete in the battle organization and American Youth Football, AYF. So those are kind of like the national programs. I'm sure AAU's national, right, for basketball?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so that would be like battle and AYF for football. And I was telling Coach Green that we actually have a fundraiser for our 14U team this year. So I think December December 5th, our eighth grade team leaves to Florida, and we're gonna go play at IMG Academy for the Battle National Championship. So
Okay.
Nice,
Okay.
nice. So you participated in that in the past, correct?
yeah, so I went to nationals my eighth grade year.
Okay. And how was your because I know, again, getting back to the basketball scene, the top eighth graders are always the ones that are heavily recruited. How was your transition from junior high school to high school? Or did you already know where you were going because your father was kind of leading the push?
I mean, growing up, I always thought I was gonna go to Fountain Valley High School. That's where my uncles went. So, and I always lived about 5 minutes from there. So I grew up in that area. That was always my dream to go there and play under the lights with the people that I grew up with. But that ended up changing, and we ended up my freshman year. We ended up going to Silver High School. So it's not a big difference. Like I said, I've been competing my whole life. My dad's probably my biggest role model and the biggest competitor I know. So he kind of instilled that motivation. That he instilled that mindset in me to not be afraid of anyone. And I mean, going into the Trinity League, my high school career, it changed a little bit, but not too much.
And how quick did you start playing varsity? Did you start playing as a freshman or?
I was on the varsity team my freshman year, so I would play freshman ball, but I practiced with varsity, and I didn't get into my first game until I think our second to last game. So I got in the last, I think, 3 minutes, and then I played the last half of our last game.
And what
Okay.
about your sophomore year?
Sophomore year is when I took the reins, and so I still got them today.
And
So you,
how did that go? How did sophomore year go for you?
Sophomore year was good. I mean, a lot of setbacks and a lot of learning, learning lessons, but I mean, as a team, I'm not really into all these individual accolades and stuff. So as a team, we did pretty good. Obviously not where we want to be. A lot of improvement. We went 7-4, and we ended up losing in the first round of the Division One playoffs. But I mean, now we're just looking ahead, and we're trying to take over the world.
So what's your daily routine like in terms of training? And I'm curious whether do you feel like you work harder in the off season or during the season?
I think I feel like I work hard all the time, but so right now I'm lifting in the morning. So I wake up at 7:30, and we actually lift as a team on Zoom. So we do a lift for about an hour, and then my school starts at 10. So we're kind of on a hybrid schedule right now. We're both on in person and on remote. So we go school from 10 to 2, and then we have practice twice a week. And when we don't have practice, I probably have workouts with my personal quarterback coach, or uh, I'll go help my dad with his team.
What where's the season at right now? With the pandemic, I know everything's crazy, but are you like have you been playing games this year?
We haven't started yet. As of right now, we're scheduled to play our first game January 8th. So that's supposed to be our first contest, and then we start. I believe our first day of helmets is December 10th, and our first day of pads is December 14th. So I mean, I'm just trying to control what I can control. We'll see. We'll see how season unravels. There's a lot of uncertainty right now, but I mean, I'm just doing everything I can to get ready.
And
so
I'm sorry,
yeah,
a normal high school football season for you would start when
A normal one was for us this year or in the past.
in the past?
It'd be August.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what I thought.
yeah. That's
So
what I
yeah,
thought.
it's great. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's
Right.
crazy.
So you recently got your first Power Five school, and I'm sure you were excited about that. Um,
Yes, sir.
what do you think? Why do you think that attention started coming from the Power Five schools? Like, what did you do to generate that?
I would say my sophomore film. I felt like I said, I felt like I had a good sophomore year, and I thought I put up some good numbers. But I would say a lot of the attention came from my sophomore film, and also a club. I kind of played a club kind of showcase Winter Circle Athletics from Corona, and they put on kind of like a four scrimmage, four mock game, so we could get film, get updated film, and send it out. So I would say it was a combination of that camp and then also my sophomore year film.
What you like you said, you're a lifer already, so I'm sure you know you're up to you keep up with all what's going on in college football and the NFL too, for that matter. But I'm wondering if you have like a dream school that you always wanted to go to, or you know, a handful of schools that you would really like to play for, or are you wide open?
I'm wide open as of right now. I mean, any school, I'm blessed with the offers I have, and I'm grateful to all the coaches that gave me that chance. But uh, I guess whatever comes, comes. I'm just doing everything I can to get better.
And for the fans out there that you know, our fan base is heavily basketball, so we want to educate and broaden this football fan base. Like, explain to them why you're considered a dual threat.
So I would say I'm a dual threat quarterback because I could both run and throw. I mean, I'm a, Russell Wilson is probably my biggest role model. So y'all saying I was like Russell Wilson, that was probably one of my favorite compliments. But he said that he's always a thrower until he has to run. So he's never thinking about running until it's absolutely necessary. So I take pride in that. I always want to make plays with my arm, but when when push comes to shove and I got to run, then I feel like I could do that too. So that's kind of where the dual threat comes in. I'm both a threat on with my arm and with my feet.
So basically, when you see them big guys coming, you know how to get the hell out of Dodge, huh?
Yes, sir.
What do you consider the strengths of your game, and what about the weaknesses?
I would probably say my athleticism. I take pride in that, and that's something I'm working on this year. And then also my improvisation. I feel like I watch a lot of film on Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray, and um, just learning how they escape the pocket and make plays. Like when plays break down or something bad happens, they're still able to make miracles, and that's something I always admired, and I try to add on to my game. And then another thing I take pride in is being the smartest on the field at all times. So I watch a lot of film. Like I said, my dad's been my lifelong coach, so the relationship I have with him and the IQ that he's blessed me with and instilled on me, that's definitely my strengths.
Mm.
You mentioned your dad a lot, and I read an article about you, and it mentioned that you were, uh, you know, endeared with your family. Like, family means a lot to you. Explain that, because it seems like you have a heavy fan support base, and it all starts from your family.
No, definitely. Families, other than my faith, family is the most important thing to me. And I'm really blessed with the family that I have. I always tell people and tell coaches that my entire family's close. So both sides, my mom's side and my dad's side, we're all close. Everybody loves each other. And Thanksgiving's coming up. So we're all planning to go meet despite the pandemic and the rules, we're all planning to go meet at my grandma's house, both sides of my family. So I'm blessed with the family I have, the relationship I have with them. I'm also blessed that we're all here in SoCal. We're all based in SoCal. So it's a 30-minute drive to my mom's side of the family and probably a 5 to 10 minute drive to my dad's side. So that's probably what I love doing most of my free time, just hanging out with them, playing video games, playing cards, and just I just want to make them happy and make all their sacrifice worthwhile.
How deep do they show up at these games though? Because I'm hearing you got a whole gang with you, man. What's happening, man?
It's ridiculous. I can't even count, to be honest. I got my family, but then also like the extended family, my friends. I mean, we're all considered family here. So when you say
Right,
family, that's talking about a lot of us.
right.
How about key points in your development? You know, like you said, you've been playing since 5. Um, and your father's been a big part of your football life. But what were the, you know, at what points do you think were the key? Did you see key progress made to where you had the confidence that you could play at the highest of levels?
I think my seventh grade or my sixth grade year. So my sixth grade year, we played a really good team, and that was the first year I actually won kind of my league championship. So that gave me confidence. And my eighth grade year, definitely. So my eighth grade year, we actually went to Florida, like I mentioned, to the Nationals, and we ended up winning it. So we were the undisputed number one team in the nation for eighth grade that year, and that probably gave me all the confidence in the world. Obviously, the coaches I had and the teammates I had made my job easy, but I mean that gave me self confidence and in my abilities, and that just showed me that I could play at the highest level.
Do you think so? You know, obviously the prototypical NFL quarterback is about 6'2", 6'3", and sometimes taller. But there's been a new wave. You mentioned Kyle Murray. You mentioned Russell Wilson. Um, how do you see yourself, uh, jumping past those obstacles that sometimes are in your way, based on your height?
I mean, I watched a lot of film on Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson, and then also another quarterback that just came out of high school, Bryce Young at Alabama. I'm sure y'all know him. He's based out of here in SoCal, and we actually had the same quarterback coach. So I'm just trying to see what kind of things that they mastered that gets them in and out of situations regarding their height, like escaping the pocket, finding different windows and different arm angles, and I'm just doing everything I can to master that. And that essentially, when I get real good at that, that's essentially going to take out all the doubt in my height.
What about areas you think you need to improve the most?
I would say my deep ball. I didn't have. I mean, I feel like I have good arm strength, but I wanna be more accurate with my deep ball, and so that's probably one thing. And then another thing is my running. I feel like I'm good inside the pocket, making plays and improvising, but once I pass the line of scrimmage and I become a runner, I want to take the take the top off this year.
Oftentimes you hear that quarterbacks they have to command the huddle and they have to be leaders. How would you rank yourself in that capacity?
I feel like I'm pretty good. I definitely grew a lot my sophomore year. My offensive coordinator and I had a great relationship, and he always told me, always taught me about leadership, and I felt like I improved tremendously in that throughout my sophomore year. But something my dad always taught me was I feel like I'm not really a vocal leader. I don't like doing speeches, pregame speeches, being a rah rah guy. But I like to be a leader by example and show through my play and through my actions, and hopefully my guys will trust me and follow me from there.
One of the things I noticed from watching you on film is, and I always look for this in quarterbacks, is touch. It's like, knowing exactly, how much air to put under it to, hit the guy in stride. And it seems like, you kind of, it seems like you almost have a gift as far as that goes. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would say. I mean, I think just from experience, I've been playing since I was 5. But I threw my first football when I was 2 with my grandpa. So I think that's come from experience, and then just a gift from God, I guess.
What about, any other players that you look up to besides Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray?
Like I said, Bryce Young. I'm a big fan of Bryce Young. And then I also look up to Drew Brees. He's not the tallest guy, and even though he's not as mobile as these other guys I mentioned, the windows he finds and his accuracy is off the charts. So that's another guy I look up to.
Absolutely.
What are your, you got a couple more years of high school and college, but what are your goals, your immediate goals, as far as football goes?
The first one that comes to mind is winning a national championship. I mean, we're in the hardest league in America. We got two of the top teams in the country, so everybody always underlooks us. We're Last year everybody thought we are going to be the third or the fourth seed. They never even gave us a chance at the top 2. So that's what I'm grinding for, and that's what our team's grinding for to finally overcome that kind of overcome those standings and finally get to number 1.
Are you gonna are you gonna help the team or help the program by recruiting some of those 14 and under guys that your father's raising money for?
Yeah, we're trying. We're definitely trying.
Are there some wide receivers in there that you might be looking at?
There's some wide receivers, and we probably got the best O-line in the country. So
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna do my best.
No wonder you're over there helping raise
Right.
some money.
No question. What about NFL dreams? Is that something you've always dreamt of?
Yeah, ever since I was a kid, that's always been my biggest goal. I mean, kindergarten, when they would ask you what you want to be, everybody says a doctor or policeman, but mine was always NFL. So that's always been what I was working towards.
And who's your favorite team?
The Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes,
So,
sir.
are you a fan of Lamar Jackson?
I am. So we're struggling right now, but hopefully we'll pick it up. We got a big game tomorrow versus the Titans, and then the Steelers on Thanksgiving. So it's gonna be a fun season.
What have you learned about yourself, you know, going through the process so far, and now, like you said, getting big time offers. What have you learned about yourself up to this point in terms of handling pressure, and continuing to improve?
Uh, I feel like pressure never really affected me too much. I was raised by my dad and my family to just always stay calm under pressure. And like I said, I want to be a leader by example. When times get tough, I want everybody to look towards me for the answer, and I take pride in that. So that's something I've learned. And then the other thing is not being content. So that was probably the biggest thing that my D1 uncles always taught me, especially after I got that California offer. Just always striving, always wanting to get better, and never being content with where I'm at.
Mm. Well, congratulations on everything. Congratulations on that offer. I'm pretty sure there are more to come.
Thank you.
We'd love to get you back on whenever you're ready to make that decision. That would be great.
Yeah. When you make that college decision, we right here for you. Up next.
We right here, and we're gonna be watching and rooting for you.
I appreciate it.
Already impressed with what you're doing. So
Absolutely.
I have a lot of confidence that you will get a bunch of offers, big time offers.
Thank you.
To come. So thanks for joining us once again, Noah Fifita, QB prospect, class of 2022, from Huntington Beach, California, Servite High School, and like we
AKA
said,
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, AKA Russell
2.0.
Wilson. You definitely reminded me of him.
Yes, sir.
First thing that came to mind.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Say what's up.
And who you got with you? That's the next.
He's my little cousin, Kaden.
Is he
What's
next?
up, Cuzzo?
Yeah, he's the next one up. He's probably gonna be an X gamer though, so we'll see.
Nice,
Exactly.
nice.
The young ones go an X game route.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well,
thanks again, Noah.
yeah, thanks
Thank
again.
you guys. I appreciate it.
And we'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. You have a good one.
You too.
Peace.
There you go. QB prospect. Very impressive on film. Definitely fits that Russell Wilson mode, 5'10", but great accuracy, presence in the pocket, all that good stuff. So, I think we'll hear his name in the future, Noah Fifita.
Yeah, he'll get some more Power 5 offers.
Oh yeah,
without question. It's early in his high school career, and the way he moves his feet, and the way he has that touch, and he's got a lot going for him in that arm of his. So
yeah, we forgot to ask him about. I think I read he had over a 4.0 GPA, and you can tell just talking to him, he's very polished,
he's very articulate. Yeah,
he's
yeah.
already.
I felt like I was talking to an NFL.
Exactly. We thought we were talking to Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I was waiting for Sierra to come out. He had it all.
For real. So we'll hear about him for sure in the future. We'll keep our eyes on him, and I'm sure he'll show up on some of our social media feeds. No
Absolutely.
doubt about that.
Absolutely.
So thanks again for listening to another episode of Up Next. Keep listening, keep subscribing, keep following on whatever outlet you listen to your podcasts on, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, wherever. And of course, keep following us on social media at Up Next Pod on Instagram and at Up Next_pod on Twitter. And we'll be back next week with more fire.
Peace.
Peace.